Oh, what up, y'all? What up? I'm not gonna parlay y'all. I'm not gonna beat around the bush or anything. Um, this was supposed to be our night off, me and the crew's night off, but we have, some things have gone awry, and I just need to get some stuff off my chest because I don't want my sponsors caught up in this mess and this drama. And the rest of the crew aren't going to be on because I promised them the night off. And this ain't their battle. This is my battle. So I just need to get this off my chest. This is a mercy episode. And I'm tired. I'm tired of the disrespect. I'm tired of the bull in this hobby. And to be honest, I'm tired of this hobby. I love the snakes, love the animals, love my immediate friends, the close circle that I have. But as far as the rest of the hobby, nah, nah. Like I'm really starting to slowly hate every last one of y'all, especially of a certain demographic. I know I can't generalize and say all of them are like this, but it's always a certain type of demographic. Always. It may not be all of y'all, but it's always one of y'all. And I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I'm tired of disrespect. People be like, oh, Elias always goes on his rants. He always ranting him. But y'all don't say nothing about the people who do the disrespect. First of all, before we even get into this situation with the transphobia of it all and the bigotry of it all that's in this hobby that's running rampant because y'all are so emboldened and empowered thanks to y'all's president, not my president. Um, Born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. I did live in Florida for a couple of years while in college. Thank God I didn't stay down there. I was an idiot for trying to stay down there, but I'm glad I'm not because Florida, the cesspool of garbage. Um, but I love my hometown. I love Memphis. I ride for Memphis. But man, we've been put through the ringer. We're always the scapegoat when it comes to anything negative. And today, the Tennessee House, the Republicans, the governor, his bitch ass, they just gerrymandered and remapped the entire district. So now Memphis, our votes don't count anymore. The majority of black city, the blackest city in all of Tennessee, the only part of Tennessee that has been blue consistently. Yeah, they remapped us. They looped us in with the clan of Pulaski, Tennessee. And it really is the birthplace, the home of the Klan. The Klan was founded down there. And yeah, so Memphis votes don't even count anymore, basically, during elections. Like, it's pointless. Like, they really did just gerrymander us. And I'm trying not to get emotional, but that is so fucked up. I love Memphis. I love Memphis to death, but I hate Tennessee. I hate the South. I hate that I was born here. I've been dealing with racism ever since I could remember, ever since I had a conscience. Driving down roads and my grandma pointing to certain trees and telling me that's where our people got hung. Going past certain lands and certain houses, and my grandma say, "Don't ever stop there. Don't ever go there." Seeing the crosses that were burned back in the day before I was born. Hearing stories of my grandfather who served in the military who fought in Vietnam, hearing him tell stories about everything he did for this country, only to come back home and be treated like a nigger and be constantly reminded that he was one. He built his own house right down the street from here. He built this house that I'm in. But before that, he built a house. He bought land. He saved up from the military and contracting, because he is a contractor. Well, he was, rest in peace. Bought land and a house, and a bunch of Klan members came and burned it to the ground before he could finish. So he had to move a couple of blocks down to where this land is right here that we have. And I remember him telling me the story, him and my grandma telling me the story of how they had to build this house and pray that the Klan didn't find them to burn this like they did the first house. And just the disrespect, the being a black kid in America, especially in the South, but all over, but being a black kid in America, it's very weird because we have to be conscious of race and racism at an early age. Our parents and grandparents had to teach us at an early age because of safety, because they did not want us to go out in the world colorblind, thinking that, oh, everybody loves us, we're safe, we're cool, and then we get lynched, or the cops kill us, or we be wrongly convicted or blamed for something we didn't do. I hate respectability politics, but I get why my parents and grandparents taught that to me. Hey, if a white man come up to you, you say, yes, sir, no, sir. You be respectful, put your head down. Don't look him in the eye. I had to learn that as a kid. Elementary school, elementary grade. I had to learn stuff like that. I had to be aware and conscious that my life is in danger at all times. I step outside this house. And you would think I would have been desensitized by it by now, but I'm not. And then to add on top of that, now I got the burden of dealing with transphobia, especially since I'm pre-opt. I haven't had any of my operations, mostly due to financial gain reasons, because insurance won't cover it. It's considered cosmetic and not medical, even though it should be listed on the medical. And then thanks to these Tennessee laws, thanks to the MAGA laws, thanks to Trump and all the anti-trans bills that they're passing throughout different states, even if I had the money for the surgery, now I have to think about and save up money to travel to states that are safe for me to go have these surgeries, because I can't have it in Tennessee. I can't have it. Tennessee is trying to pass a law to out trans people in the medical field, like making doctors out people and give them a list of names, which is against the law. You can't, medical people, doctors can't give out your records, your medical records, and your information to people. But Tennessee is trying their best to pass a law to make that happen. They're really trying to erase us right before our very eyes and make it harder and harder for people like me to just exist, just to be in our truth, just to be happy with the body that we have. And you would think that I or people like me could find places to escape the hatred of the world. And I do. I do with these reptiles. I tell y'all all the time that these reptiles are the reason why I'm still alive. I'm about to be a 14-year suicide survivor. And I owe a lot of that to the reptiles. They're the reason why I'm still here. They give me peace. They give me sanity. They bring me joy. And it's so hard to find community that understands you. It's so hard to find community that gets you. It's so hard to find a community that embraces you. And the one thing y'all have in common is the reptiles, the snakes, the lizards, the turtles, whatever. But every so often you get reminded that you are a nigga in this hobby. Every so often someone comes and tap at your door and say, hey, you're a faggot. You're a tranny. You ain't shit. You will never be shit. You deserve to die. You deserve to not exist. You're a freak. And that's why I say I'm really slowly, but I'm trying to find the positives in this hobby. I'm trying to hold on to the good people, the positive people, loving people. But boy, oh boy, these bad apples really make me hate y'all. I'm slowly but surely growing hatred for this hobby and just want to say, fuck it. Let me go back to being a hermit. Let me go back to not engaging with anybody, not be on anybody's podcast, not rock with anybody, be in nobody's group chats, nobody discords. Let me just go in my back to my bubble where it's just me and my snakes and I don't talk to none of you bastards. It's really gotten to that point. To look on Instagram and see someone that, we weren't friends. We weren't besties or buddies, but I was cool with him. He's a funny guy. He's a cool guy. He be on the panel sometimes. He pops up in the chats. He's a funny guy. He's cool. But to see him make a reel, first dick riding ICE of all people, dick riding cops of all people, but in that same reel, while he's trying to big up the cops and ICE agents, he wants to throw transphobia in it, and like, what the hell we do to you? What the hell trans people do to y'all motherfuckers to make y'all so fucking hateful? Like, I really, really try my best to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Now, when I first met him and his crew and the people he rock with, the southern black child in me, my spidey senses was tingling. And then found out you came from Florida. Oh yeah, my spidey senses was tingling. I was feeling the ooh, they cool, but they might be a little. They cool, they funny, they chill, they the homies, they rock with us, but they might be a little. Push come to shove, a nigga might pop out of their mouth. I always felt a bad vibe, but I could not put my finger on it. And today was the icing on the cake. It sealed the deal. I knew what it was. It's not always this demographic, but it's not all of this demographic. I'm not saying that everybody who is of this skin color or who of this gender is evil. I'm not saying that, because there are some good people in that community. There are some great people, amazing people in that community. There are more good than bad, but by God, every time I get slapped in the face, it's always one of them people. It's not even from my own people or any other minority. It's always that particular race and that particular gender. They just gotta throw shots, throw rocks, hide their hand. try to make a funny meme. Oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Yeah, until laws get passed to where people like me can't even get health care. Oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Until people like me get killed, shot. Over 40 Black trans women have been murdered in this year alone. This year alone. Did I add this picture, this screenshot? Probably didn't. Let me see if I can do it now live. Cause this hit me like a freight train, and I was so fucking angry. And I mean what I said. And I mean what I said. I told Wiz, and I love Wiz. I told Wiz, I'm never telling you how to run your show. I'm never telling you who to be cool friends with. But you better warn me if you ever invite this person on Sophisticated Ignorance. That way I don't have to be on there. I can skip episodes or two. I'm not even telling Wiz to never put the dude on. If he want to be in the show, cool, put him on. Just let me know so I don't be on there. I was in a group chat with him, and I did let the person who owns that group chat know that, hey, no harm, no foul, no ill will towards y'all, but I can't be in the same chat as him, so I'm going to respectfully bow out. And I did. I dipped out. I left that group. Because I know me. Not because of him, because I know me. I know that if I stay in that group chat and he posts anything in it, I am going to go off. And so I'd rather not disrespect the owner of that group chat, the leader of that group chat. I'd rather not disrespect him and his vibe and his good company. So I'd rather just, remove myself. I'm never the one to tell people who they can't be friends with. We're all adults. I'll never be the one to tell y'all, oh, don't have this person on your show. You're grown. I'm grown. But I will remove myself from situations. I will keep myself out of situations. Not because I fear them, not because I don't feel safe around them. It's because the moment I see this motherfucker's face, I'm going to cuss him out. I know me, and I'd rather not. Y'all say I'm a Gemini, even though I don't claim it. Well, the Gemini come out. And so, just to protect, and because I have respect and love for our mutuals, I'd rather just remove myself from the situation. Father Don said, what's this about? I'm about to show y'all. The screenshot just uploaded. I'm about to show you what's this about. Went today on Instagram, and a reel popped up from good old 666. Nick at 666. And again, we weren't friends. We weren't besties. But I was cool with him. He was a good guy. He was a good vibe. He was funny. He was silly. Every time he was on the show, I had a good laugh with him. Like, I always been positive with him, but then his true colors came out. So if the box is too small for y'all, this reel says, liberals can say that ICE agents are not real cops. But when I say trans women are not real women, I'm the problem. Like, why did you even have to throw trans people in there? Why? What do we do to you? Also, you can dick suck cops and dick suck ICE agents who are murderers, who are kidnappers, who are psychos, who are gang members for the law. He showed his true colors, and I'm going to show mine. I get why my grandparents and my parents try to raise me with respectability politics, try to raise me to always turn the left. Someone slap you, turn the left cheek. All this, what would Jesus do? Bullshit. I get why, for our safety. They don't want me shot. They don't want me hung on a tree. They don't want me locked up. I get it. But I'm tired. I really am tired. Like I said, these reptiles are the only reason why I'm still alive, this long. And I refuse. I be damned if I let a bunch of idiots in this hobby, a bunch of hateful bastards in this hobby, make me resent these reptiles. I refuse. I would, like I said, I'd rather go end all this community bullshit, podcast bullshit, um, group chat, Discord bullshit. I'll leave this all and just go back to just being me and my snakes. Cause I don't need y'all motherfuckers. I don't. Yeah, I like to make some money a little bit here or there, provide for the snakes, let the snakes pay for themselves, pay for their feeders, all that jazz. Breeding is cool. I love it. And I'm not saying I won't breed because I love doing the whole dinker projects and shit like that. But as far as building a community, being a part of something, being amongst people, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'd rather, nah. I'm done. I'm over it. I really am over it. They disrespect black people all the time. That's why we created the Black Reptile Breeders group on Facebook. Black Reptile, the bro group. That's why we have groups like that. Because for years, the unspoken, the unwritten, the quiet thing they didn't want to say out loud is that racism was rampant and still is in this reptile hobby. Nobody wants to have those conversations. Shout out to Leviathan and Bob, Vu, and Will, and Flawless for that amazing episode they dropped this week on discrimination. But I'm gonna be honest with you, they were kind of PC on that. Yes, they talked about race and discriminatory and how, but they were I wanted them to go real with it. I wanted Bob to be honest with y'all with it. Bob Vu, we welcomed him in the Black Reptile Owners group. We had him join our group because we saw on Facebook how evil y'all were to him when he first got in this hobby, trying to make a name for himself. All the racist shit y'all was saying to Bob, all the horrible thing. We saw that. We embraced him. We said, bro, come hang with us. And he's always been cool with us. That's why they keep having group photos with him at Tilly every year. Like, Bob has always been cool with us because he understood. He understood the struggle, the fight, the plight. I wish he would have talked about that on the show. But I know he got business. He and plus he's over it. He's so many years removed from that. But y'all were horrible to Bob. Just like y'all been horrible to black folks. I can't tell you how many times me and other black breeders and reptile keepers and enthusiasts talk about going to these Repticon shows and these show me shows and being looked over, being discriminated, being avoided, being looked down. People, some breeders boldly thinking that we ain't got the money for certain snakes. We go look at a snake. There's been plenty of breeders who had money, had big money, but they didn't look the part or they didn't have the right skin tone. And the breeder was like, oh no, you can't afford this snake. Literally said that to a customer, a black customer. Oh, you can't afford this snake. So that black customer went to a whole nother table and spent racks in another table. There's countless stories like that. But nobody wants to talk about it hourly. We just talk about it amongst each other in the quiet rooms. And now we got to deal with people openly on social media shitting on trans folks for no reason whatsoever. All right, bet, bet. But if I say something, if I post anything, or not only that, I don't even post anything. If I repost someone else's post calling out racism or saying something about white people, oh, then people all in my DMs because they feel it's hurt. That reel that I reposted was just speaking the truth. It was just saying the quiet thing out loud. And if you're not that type of person, if you know for sure you're not a racist or a transphobic person or a homophobic person, then that reel should not have affected you, right? They always want us to play, they always want us to be meek and mild and humble. They always want us to be, grateful that we are in the presence of some of these folks. And nah, why? Why should I? Why should I give someone respect if they didn't show me their good character just because, oh, this person's a big breeder, oh, this person's a legend, oh, why? Okay, and they shit in the toilet just like I do. They break a toenail every once in a while, and I'm not finna worship the ground you walk on, motherfucker. I'm really so sick of this hobby. I really am. I'm sick of humans, period. Sometimes I ask God, why did you let me live when I tried to take myself out 14 years ago? And I still have yet to find out the answer to that question. Because I swear, as the years go by, this world is getting trashier and trashier and trashier. Ain't shit changed. The only difference is they haven't they still are lynching in the South. We still finding black boys hung on trees. In certain parts of the South, there's still sundown towns, but it's not as rampant as it used to be back when my grandparents were kids. It's not as openly, they're not whipping our backs in cotton fields right now, but the racism is still there. The transphobia is still there. The homophobia is still there. And again, you're dick riding ICE agents. You're being transphobic while at the same time dick riding ICE agents. And I bet a lot of you were celebrating Cinco de Mayo this week. How ironic is that? I bet a lot of you who support ICE, who loves ICE, yeah, let's deport these immigrants. Let's make America great. Y'all was over there eating them burritos and sipping them tequilas the other day, huh? Oh, the irony, the irony. Y'all are funny, y'all. Humans are funny. I'm sorry for ignoring y'all in the chat. I just had to get this shit out off my chest. I've just been so pissed off. E says, my grandma told me stories before of them waking up in the morning and finding people had been hung in the village at night. I don't know who or why they were hung. Yep, we all hear that, especially in the South. Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, there's still sundown towns. When I traveled to Kansas, from Memphis to Kansas City to go to Celtic Ball's party that one year, Seafood Brawl, and the GPS was trying to shoot me the back roads because it was quicker, I would have gotten there an hour earlier. My mama said, don't you ever take those back roads. Don't you ever. Because those are sundown towns. If your car breaks down, you get a flat, you are in danger. especially if you're driving at night. Don't you ever, you stay on that main highway. She said, I don't care how long traffic is. I don't care. She said, I don't care if it's a wreck. She said, I don't care. You stay on that main highway and drive through St. Louis because it's safer. Don't you drive them back roads just to get there quicker? No. Not as a black person? No. You get one flat tire, you stuck in the middle of Timbuktu, and then we'll never hear from you again because you done got stuck in one of them sundown towns. And that's in 20, that's now, that's today. That shit still exists. Thank you. Thank you. Cookie Mine. What up? If the vibes are good with the group chat owner, then they will understand you dipping out for being the. Oh no, I talked to him. I talked to the guy who is a part of, who owns the group chat that me and this particular person was in together. We cool, and he understood, and he even told that dude to take the reel down. Like before I even messaged him, he even told, like he don't even agree with that. He don't even agree with that reel. He was very disappointed in that. Me and him, we talked. We had a good conversation. Like I said, I'm grown. I'm an adult. I'm not gonna sit here and say you can't be friends with that person. You can't be in the group chat with that person. You can't have that person on your show. No, I'm just going to let you know that I won't be a part of it. I remove myself. I cancel myself. If you have to choose between me or them, I'd rather you choose them. Don't choose me. I'll make the choice easy for you. I just remove myself. But no, we talked. We talked. It's all good. I have love and respect for the person of that group chat. If there's anything I've learned as a trans person in the breeding hobby, is that transphobia is the default. It is. And to be honest, quite frankly, especially if you're from Florida, racism is the default too. Because it's a lot of them. And again, I used to live in Florida for a couple of years while I was in college. I was called a nigga at Disney World by a white woman. And then she racism from and transphobia from at Disney World or Universal Studios. You would think that those places are like neutral ground. Everybody, neutral ground, everybody's peace, love, and harmony. Nah. Anything where Florida is associated, you got to deal with the bullshit. Because that's a red state, just like Tennessee, just like Alabama, just like Georgia, Arkansas. It's hard. It's hard. All our lives, our families will go on vacation to Dollywood, to Disney World, to, you know, cross country traveling. And we got to drive past a whole bunch of Confederate flags, Confederate flags, Confederate flags, Confederate flags. And I don't care what y'all say, Confederate flag is a racist flag. It's a racist flag through and through. There's nothing you can say to change my mind. That's just a pure fact. Fact over feelings. Y'all love to say fact over feelings, fact over feelings. The Confederate flag it's a racist flag. And so imagine being a black kid going on vacation to Disney World, going on vacation. We can't afford plane tickets, but we can drive cross country, going to Dollywood over there up in the mountains, going to Six Flags in St. Louis, going to this, going to that. And on your way to vacation, you just got to pass the crosses and the Confederate flag. white crosses and the Confederate flag back to back to back to back. And now you see a whole bunch of MAGA shit, billboards and stuff. And like I said, you would think I've been desensitized with my about to be 37 years on this earth. You would think I would have got desensitized to that shit, but nope. Still rubs me the wrong way. Still rubs me the wrong way. And this has nothing to do with black and blue, Republican, Democrats, because I hate the two-party system. I'm a socialist. I would rather vote Green Party. I hate the two-party system because they're the same. There are two wings on the same damn bird. The Republicans will slap me in my face. The Democrats will hug me while stabbing me in my back. So I'm not sticking up. So if you think that I'm Team Blue and I'm Team Democrat, no, fuck them too. Because they're a bunch of cowards. They don't have backbones. They just let shit slide. They letting all these laws pass. Ain't nobody fighting back. They not fighting dirty. They all about respectability politics. When they go low, we go high. See where they got us. Now our rights are stripped away. Now we're going through gerrymandering. Now Memphis votes don't even count no more. We've been redistricted. So what's the point of going to the polls anymore? Our grandparents and great-grandparents fought, got beaten, got bit by dogs, got stabbed, got punched, got shot for the right to vote. And now our rights are getting taken away right before our very eyes right now. But hey, y'all trying to make America great again, right? Great for y'all, but that's what y'all want, okay? Okay. Fuck y'all. All y'all. Blue, red, whatever. Fuck all y'all. I don't care. I'm over it. I can't even enjoy. I can't enjoy anime culture. There's racism there. They telling black people we can't cosplay as our favorite characters, even though they're fictional characters. People getting bombarded and bullied there. The photography space is okay. At least the Memphis photography space is amazing. I love their community. But overall, if you look on social media, the photography space just as crazy, just as discriminatory, just as racist. You got photographers who still can't shoot black people correctly without fucking up their skin tones. Or if they do photograph black people, they don't show them on their social media. You look on their social media, their whole clientele is pale. Straight down the timeline. Like that's the only clients they got. I'm like, damn, is there any hobby or fun thing that I can enjoy without having to deal with the real world bullshit? Without having somebody slap me in the face and call me the N-word subconsciously or whatever? Without having someone hug me and say we bros, we cool, dab me up, and then stab me in the back by being transphobic? I can't even enjoy the reptiles. I can't even enjoy being in the same group chat with motherfuckers without them posting transphobic shit. And then everybody in their comments, ha 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 ha. Yeah, right. Okay, okay. Wiz, what up? I'm always gonna ride for you, little bro. I'm sorry this keep happening. Yeah. Thank you, Wiz. I appreciate it. If their feelings are hurt about you talking about transphobia and racism and other bullshit, then that says more about them. Yeah, you would think. They always make themselves the victim. But then they're going to be like, oh, it's not me. It's not all white people. Well, a hit dog will holler. Why are you in my DMs? Why are you messaging me? If you're not one of them, then if it does not apply, let it fly. Oh, because it might apply to your grandma. It might apply to your parents. Your uncle might have been someone who would spit and throw books at black kids trying to go into segregated schools back in the day. And we look at them old school pictures of the civil rights activists going through, doing at the sit-ins and all that other stuff. And you got white people surrounding them, cussing them out, throwing stuff at them, throwing rocks, threatening them, get out. You might be in my DMs because one of your ancestors is probably in that photo. One of your relatives, your great grandma, your whatever, great uncle probably was in that photo talking mad shit. Saying the N word, letting the N word fly like crazy. That's why you got offended. You might not be racist, but go to that family reunion and it's a whole different story. Don't let them stop you from being you. I'm proud of who you are, how brave you are every day. I love you too, Wiz. Thank you. What up, G Paul? What up, Chris? Everybody. We was, like I said, we was not supposed to have an episode tonight because Candy and Bear, pretty much everybody was busy. Everybody was busy today. And then my dad had a procedure at the hospital and we thought we were going to be staying overnight. And so we just thought it would be easier to just cancel the show. Luckily, you see, I'm home. My dad's home. Everything's good. Procedure was successful. But still, I was not planning on going live at all tonight. And that shit just pissed me off. And if I just let it fester, I would rather come on my channel, on my show, and air out my grievances and say my piece than whatever the fuck I was about to do on Instagram. Cause that was about to get wild. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I'm tired. How many more days do I have to wake up and be slapped in the face with racism and transphobia? Whether it's in social media or the real world. Because a lot of y'all be like, it's just social media, let it go, it's just the internet, don't let the internet get to you, it's just the matrix, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but what about the real world? Because I still live in the South. I still live in Tennessee. I still see the Confederate flag everywhere. I still see the white crosses everywhere. This isn't just the internet, because what goes on the internet is leaking out into the real world. If I had the money to be able to go get the surgeries I need, the hysterectomy, the top surgery, everything I need for my transition, I have to go out of state to a safe space to have that done. So not only do I have to save over 10 grand for the surgeries, but then I have to save an additional grand or two for Airbnb, for travel, for all this shit, for aftercare. Because when you have surgery, you got to have somebody to care for you, especially when they cut the chest off, completely off. You got to do. When I could have just did all that here in my hometown, at least in Vanderbilt, in Nashville, if I couldn't do in Memphis, I can't even do that because the transphobia that's on the internet just seeped into the laws. It seeped into the laws. They are now trying to collect data of all trans people in Tennessee. That's the bill they're trying to pass and make into a law. So now you want me to save money to travel to California or to Seattle or somewhere else that's quote unquote safe? Because to be honest, no place is safe, but be safe. Let me tell y'all something. Me and Ash, Morph Minded Ash, and a couple of other people, we always talk about our goals or our dream is to one day go to Africa and see ball pythons in a while. go to Africa, travel to like Benin and Togo and all this other stuff. Um, and we talking and I had to remind Ash, I was like, I would love to do that. I would love to do all that. But I'm not safe like the rest of y'all. Like, I can't just roam free as a trans person or any type of queer LGBTQ person in Africa, in the continent of Africa, because in most of those countries, it's illegal. It's illegal. I can either go to jail or be stoned to death. Do you know how fucked up that is? Just for existing, just for being who I am. I cannot travel to a lot of places. And to be honest, it's gotten worse here in America. There are states that I will never, I don't even have the desire to, never to go to, never to travel to, never to visit. Them Carolinas, North or South, it don't matter. Parts of Virginia, I only go to Virginia Beach to visit my father and my bonus mom and my brothers. But the rest of Virginia, There are a lot of red states that I would not step foot on soil because I am not safe. Either I'm not safe because I'm black or I'm definitely not safe because I'm trans. But there are countries outside of the United States where I will literally go to, the minute I step off the plane, I'm getting stoned to death or in jail. It just is what it is. Do you know as of in 2026, I had to Google this as well. It took me a minute to get my mind. What a privilege it is for you guys who are watching this show or who might watch the replay, who is not LGBTQ. What a privilege you have. Because as of 2026, there are approximately 64 to 67 countries that criminalize consensual same-sex people, according to the major and monitor organization of Human Dignity, Trust, and Human Rights Watch. Laws that heavily concentrated in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, with punishments ranging from imprisonment to the death penalty. Around 32 African nations and 60 plus Asian and Middle Eastern countries outlaw same sex. Death penalty, at least 12 countries, including Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Uganda, have laws that make homosexuality punishable by death. 64 to 67 countries. I have family and friends who have traveled to Tokyo, Bali, Indonesia. I would love to go to certain places just to go herping, go for the reptiles, go for the art, go for the culture. I would love to have stamps on my passport, but that's not in the cards for me. Just for how I was born. Do you guys not realize how privileged you are? Even if you have no desire to ever travel abroad, just by being a hetero, cisgender, identify what you were at birth person, and most likely non-black or non-minority. Do you realize how privileged you are that you even have the option to go anywhere you want to go without fear of death or jail? Not because of something you did, just because how you were born. Being trans is not new. We've existed since the beginning of time. As long as humans been on this earth, we've always existed. So many cultures back in the day, the Native Americans, almost every indigenous culture, community from multiple walks of life, embraced, honored, celebrated, or at least acknowledged trans folks. Of course, it wasn't called trans like with the indigenous people. It was called two-person or two-spirited. It was called two-spirited. Other cultures, they had their own names, languages for, but it basically was like non-binary, androgynous, whatever category. We've always existed. Even in the civil rights movement, the way people ignore all the gay black men and women, and even trans black women who fought and started things. Y'all keep giving all the credit to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, but nobody talks about James Baldwin. No one talks about Langston Hughes. Nobody talks about Netflix just did a movie about him. Pretty much the black gay man who started the boycotts, the Montgomery boycotts. Do y'all keep giving all the credit to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? And yes, they did a lot of things, but they were not at the forefront, the founders, the ones who really took a beating. It was a lot of black, gay, black, lesbian, black trans folks who are on the front lines during the civil rights movement, and nobody talks about them. You don't learn about them until at least college. I didn't learn about James Baldwin until college. He did a lot for the civil rights movement. A black gay man. Openly. He wasn't even in the closet. He was open about this shit. Trans people have always existed. The Stonewall riots started by a black and a Latino, two women, two trans women, black and Latino trans women. But let them tell you during the Stonewall riots, let history be written. It ain't nothing but white gay men doing all this. No, no, no. Let them tell you, they make it seem like they invented ballroom. I'm just tired, y'all. I really am tired. I'm over it. And I don't know how many more people I can just block on social media before I just crash out and just exit all of my social medias. Just get off social media. Cancel like I use Instagram mainly for business. That's how people book my snakes for these photo shoots and stuff. Because I did have a website, I did have a professional website a couple of years ago and nobody used it, even though I kept sending people the link to the website to book. Everybody was just, I'd rather just talk to you in the DMs. Okay, fine. Here's my information. Pay me. We coming. You know what I'm saying? I gave up on that, but um, it's just I'm tired. I'm tired. If my business was not tied to my Instagram, I would just gut that Instagram page altogether. I promise. But I built that thing for over the years. I've been doing Creative Reptile since 2018, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm really about to get to the point to where I withdraw myself and don't associate with a certain demographic of people, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to segregate myself, but it's becoming that. It's becoming to the point to where I don't want to engage with none of y'all. And that's not fair. That's not fair to y'all, and that's not fair to me. But how can I trust? Who can I trust? I feel like I can't trust anybody because I feel like at some point Either the racism is going to come out of you or the transphobia is going to come out of you, or both. Especially y'all who love cops. Oh my gosh, I wish y'all stopped dick riding those murderer gang members. Because they are. They're just legal gang members. They're nothing but the Klan. Cops are nothing but the Klan. I mean, they were founded as slave catchers. That was the beginning of police. It's systematic. It has not changed. And you can put all the Black and Latino people on the police force. The shit still has not changed. We're still being discriminated against. We're still getting falsely accused for certain crimes. We're still getting murdered. Nothing has changed the system. It's just broken because it began broken. You can't fix something that began off evil. You cannot, people be like, I wanna join the force so I can change it from the inside. You keep thinking that. You and everybody else. Y'all keep thinking y'all can do that. No, it hasn't changed yet. Has not changed yet. I'm traumatized, honestly. Not by this incident, but overall, just by living on this earth, living in America, living as a Black person, living as a trans person, just existing. I really am traumatized. Like I said in the beginning of this podcast, for those who came in late, I became aware and conscious of racism, I want to say probably 5 or 6 years old, because my parents had to teach us how to be safe. They had to teach us how to navigate in this world. They had to teach us how to not look a white man in the eyes. Put your head down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, master. Just to be safe. When you go out there in the real world, you go out in the streets, you got to be safe. They wanted us to come home safe. So as a child, I was, made aware. There are certain streets close to my house. There are certain streets, certain roads. Oh, that's the house where the Klan burned my granddaddy's house. Oh, that's the land right there. Yeah, my granddaddy built a house right there, and the Klan members came and burned it to the ground. Oh, that tree. Oh, that tree by that Walmart. Oh, yeah, they used to hang Black people over there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that house? Oh, the Klan used to meet at that house. They probably still do. The grandkids and great grandkids of that owners probably still do. Oh, the real origin of picnics. I had to learn the real origin of picnics at a young age. Being 8 years old, grandparents telling me, "Hey, we say barbecues, we say cookouts, we say get-togethers. We don't say picnics." Because back in the day, picnics mean pick a nigga, where they would pick one of us to lynch, and then they have barbecues and hang out, show their kids, "Hey, look, we picked one. Yeah, yeah, you get to pick one." But this is America. America with 3 Ks. Well, anyways, I said I was going to be on this podcast for like 30 minutes. It didn't turn into an hour. I done cried on this shit. I'm over it. Anyways, fuck that dude. And anybody who rocks with him. Not for real. I'm really at that point. So it is what it is. If you feel the same way he feels about trans people, if you saw this reel before he took it down and you agreed and you liked and you was like, "Oh, this is so funny, oh, yeah, yeah." Well, yeah, fuck you too. And that's for life. If I ever go to Daytona and you see me, just ignore me. You didn't see me. Don't come talk to me. Don't shake my hand. Don't dab me up. Don't hug me. Because I might cuss your ass out. If you come to see her in Atlanta, for your safety and mine, don't come up to me. Just walk past. We can enjoy the reptile show. Just walk past. You won't get invited to Dingerville, I'll tell you that. You know, we have our Airbnb, but we're not keys. We're not inviting just everybody. No offense. But we're not just inviting everybody to our Airbnb parties when we go to see her. Don't ever get that in. You ain't never getting that invite. And your homies probably will never get that invite too, just because they associated with your ass. Just saying. Like, if you ever see me at a reptile show, a Daytona, a Sear, a Tinley, just walk past. Don't say nothing. Don't acknowledge me. I won't acknowledge you. We can pretend like we don't exist. But it's fuck you for life. And that's on that. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for tapping in. Replay gang, hashtag replay gang. For those who rock with me, I rock with y'all. I love y'all. But if I go distant at all, just know I tried my best. I tried my best to be a part of the community, and I've had enough. And at some point, y'all keep poking the bear. I'm just going to say fuck this community and go back to just me and my snakes. Because I ain't got to be in community with y'all. I really don't. I ain't got to deal with y'all. I really don't. My bread and butter is local. My bread and butter is with the photo shoots, the educational shows, the prom visits, the prom send-offs. I ain't got to be associated with any of y'all. And I don't have to buy any animals from y'all, and y'all don't have to sell any animals from y'all. Like, I really do not care. I'm tired of the respectability politics. I'm tired of smiling and being gracious, and if you spit in my face, if you slap me across the face, I just gotta turn the other cheek and be, oh, it's for the business. I gotta be mature for the business. I gotta be respectful for the business. Nah, I'm gonna meet you where you meet me. And if we both go to hell, we both go to hell. It is what it is. I love y'all for the time being. Do I trust y'all? Hell no. But it is what it is. I'm over it. And that's that on that. Peace.